Hey guys, and welcome back. We are back doing the Minecraft modding tutorial series. This is episode 2 of the series. If you've not seen episode 1 and obviously haven't got Eclipse or Minecraft Forge API set up already, then be sure to click onto the channel now and watch episode 1. First off, I should probably say sorry for not uploading recently. Basically, I had some problems with my video software, my editing software, but hopefully I fixed them now. I did try to record this episode like 5 times before, and I was like, why ain't you working? But it should be fixed now. So we are continuing with this series after like 5 months. So that's cool. So where we left off, we had this basic example mod set up for us. What you want to first do is change it from saying example mod at the top. That's not what we want our mod to be called. Mine's going to be called the emoji mod. So I'm going to change all this stuff to say emoji mod. Okay, so to do that, first what you do is click onto this package that says com.example.example.mod, right click on it and press refactor and then rename. Okay, so that's cool. Now you want to get rid of example and example mod and change it to I'm going to put my email address, which is MC Lawrence, the starting bit of it, .emoji mod in there. Now you're going to want to change it from MC Lawrence to something that makes it kind of specific to you. So maybe you want to put your email address in there, or just your name or your Minecraft username, anything that makes it specific to you as a modder. Anyway, so press OK. Okay, so now that should have updated the package at the top automatically as well. That's why Eclipse is a good IDE, because it basically updates your references for you automatically. So that's cool. Now we can go down here where it says example mod in the mod ID. Now the mod ID is how your mod will appear in Minecraft. So it'll say in the mod list, it'll say Minecraft Forge, Minecraft Coder Pack, and then example mod written like this. Now obviously we want ours to look a bit better than that, so I'm going to put the emoji mod. And that's how it will be in the list. It'll say the emoji mod instead of just example mod in lowercase and all crammed together. So you want to change that to however you want your mod to be written in Minecraft, and also change it to what your mod is called, so emoji mod. Version 1.0 is fine. I'm going to enter down here just because that's the way I like to format my class. And finally, we can right click on example mod and press refactor and rename on this class, and change it to the name of your mod, which is emoji mod for me, capital E and M, because that's how classes are formatted in comparison to a package which can have lowercase, because they just like folders and subfolders, whereas this is a class name, capitals, things like that. Okay, delete this example code. It's useless because, I mean, yeah, it's nice to Forge guys. I can't even select today. It's nice to Forge guys give us some code, but all that does is print dirt block equals dirt block. So, sure. Now select this method, which is the initialization method, or init for short, and copy it 3 times into this class, which seems kind of stupid, but this is actually what you need to do. And change the first one from saying init. You'll have all these errors, that's cool. So change the first one to say pre-init, and this is a method for the pre-init event, which is the Forge mod loader pre-initialization event, so before it's initialized. So change it from saying fml initialization event to fml pre-initialization event. The middle one's fine because that can be our initialization event. Okay, and the bottom one needs to be post init because it's after the event. So post initialization event. There we go, like that. Now, obviously these two are imported. You can just hover over and press import to import those classes, or you can press Ctrl-Shift-O and it'll do it for you, and then press Ctrl-S. That's cool. So they're the imports. Now we need to add 2 other things. One is called an instance, and one is called the sided proxy. So basically the proxies, we're going to initialize the proxies and initialize an instance for our mod. So the instance is going to be set to our mod ID, so do that, like that. See? Instance, and put the mod ID variable inside there, and press Ctrl-Shift-O, by the way, and then Ctrl-S. And underneath we're creating a new variable, public static, so we can access it in different classes. Emoji mod, so that's the name of this class, so the variable is assigned to this class and it's called instance. There you go. And then for the sided proxy, you do this. Sided proxy and then inside here you do client side. So the client side of the mod is run through the proxy, which is located in com.mclawrence.emojimod. So same as this package up here, and then there's going to be another folder or package called lib for my libraries. Dot, and then the name of my class for the client side proxy will be proxy client. That's where my proxy for my client side mod, where the mod will load the client side proxy, basically to register things into the client side. Like if you're playing a single player world, then that's how things will get registered into the game. Okay, and the other one is server side, and the proxy that will deal with server side registration is com.mclawrence, well, is located at com.mclawrence.emojimod .lib dot, and then the name for that will be proxy, and not server, because no, the common proxy, the proxy common. There you go. Now you're probably wondering, we don't actually have this location yet. On the side we've got com.mclawrence.emojimod.lib's not actually there yet. Don't worry about that, we'll create it in a minute. We'll create both of these classes inside the .lib folder, which we will place here. Okay, underneath this though, put public static, creating another variable like up here, and we're going to use the proxy common class that we just used a second ago here, which deals with server-side registration, and we're going to call that the proxy. And you'll get a red underline under the proxy common class because it's not actually been created yet, so you get an error because that doesn't exist yet. So we're pretty much done for today's episode, which is just, by the way, kind of finishing up our setting up our environment, so that we can add things into the mod like blocks and items and armor and swords and whatever, crafting recipes and all of that kind of stuff. So we've pretty much done in this class, so just make sure you've saved, and you can hover over proxy common and press create class. Now obviously we've said here the package it needs to be in is com.mclawrence.emojimod. We've got that here. .lib, so we're going to have to put .lib, and then on the end it says .proxy common, but that doesn't mean you go .proxy common, because that would create a folder. Instead, .proxy common on the end just means the class is the proxy common, which is the name for it already. That should be entered automatically. Press finish at the bottom, and this class should be created. Now, in this class we're going to create two methods. The first one is called public. Well, it's not called public, but okay, it will be called public static, and you put void. Now, public static basically means it's a public method, and static means it can be called in other classes. So I could go in this class and be like method dot and do things with the method. Obviously won't be called method, that's a stupid name, but public static and then void at the end means it doesn't have to return anything. If I had boolean, then I'd have to do like if I just finish the method, this is how you do that. I'd have to be like return true, because a boolean wants you to return a true or false statement. However, mine is void, and will be void. So mine's public static void, which means I don't have to have a return statement in my method, which is what we want in this, because all this method's going to do is run code. It's not going to send a variable value back to anything, so we don't need a return method. Public static void, and we're going to call this register, so this method is used to register sounds. Put two brackets on the end just because this is the kind of generic way of formatting a method in Java. Two brackets, and then also put, well, parentheses, and then also put two squiggly brackets like that. So you can put one in like that, an opening squiggly bracket, press enter, and the second one should be put in for you automatically by Eclipse. That's cool, that's why I like Eclipse. Anyway, create another method underneath that called public static, the same void, we don't want it to return anything. Register is just used to register, render things. So when we want to render something into the game, we will use this method. Okay, this class is also pretty much done. But what you are going to want to do is select these two methods we just made. My dragging today is messing up. Alright, select these two methods like so. Control C, and you might as well close this class. And we copied those methods because they are the exact same in the proxy client class, which we need to create now, and that's used for client-side registration of either sounds or rendering models. So right click on lib, press new, and a class. You could also just press this icon at the top here, but you don't have to, it's just another way of doing it. Now call this proxy, it's not entered automatically for you the name, but it has automatically entered the package as long as you've right clicked on lib. So it should say com dot whatever your name is dot emoji mod, or whatever your mod is dot lib. Okay, call it proxy client and press finish. And then what you need to do to start with is extends proxy common. Okay, so this class extends the proxy common, so it runs the same methods as the proxy common in simple terms. Now to finish off, paste in those methods we copied. There we go, and indent this top method by pressing tab. Just make sure it's got the right indentations. It should be kind of like 4 spaces in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but pressing tab does just indent it for you automatically anyway. So now what you're going to need to do is actually, I'm fairly sure you should need to override these methods like so. But let me see if I get an error with that. Yeah, I'm not too sure. This is throwing out an error at the moment. So what you should do, you should need to override these 2 methods, and that's because you're using the same methods as the other class. But if you put code in here, you want to run this code instead of the code from the server-side class. Say you want to register something on the client side but not on the server side, you want to run this code instead of the server's code. So you'll override that method by putting override in, but for some reason it's giving us an error. So let's annotate out these for now by pressing slash slash. 2 slashes are used to annotate things. So say if I wanted to say what this method did, I'll do slash slash and then registers sounds. See, and that's just for documentation. Don't need to worry about that too much right now. So yeah, do slash slash for the other override down there. I'm only noting them out for now because it just doesn't want to comply for some reason. That should be what you do, but oh well. So I'll keep this class open for now in case it changes its mind. But you can go back to emoji mod, and we've nearly finished. There's one more class you need to create, but we've not actually called it anywhere. But it is just handy having this class, which is called references. It's just a references class for our mod. So right click on lib, libraries package, press class on new obviously, and call this references. References. Finish. Okay, so now this class has been created to have our references stored inside them. We've done 2 of our references already, which is basically references are, when I refer to them, kind of details about the mod, and we've made 2 here already, so you can literally copy across these 2 lines of code and paste them in the references. So we've got a reference for our mod ID, our version, and the reason you do this is because you can call the references class instead of calling the emoji mod class. This is just used to make an instance, and the version is used automatically in Minecraft to know what the version is. Again, something to do with the instance. But from this class you can instead, in another class, instead of being like emoji mod and just calling up the whole main class, you can just call up a subclass, references, which is it's just the way to do things, basically. So come out of proxy client. So we need 2 more as well, which we also already have in here, and you might as well go in here and just copy this section. If I can select, copy this section inside of the brackets, the side of proxy brackets. Don't copy the brackets across, just this section. Control C, and now paste that in references, just like 2 lines down. Right. So now what we're going to do is make another variable called public static final string again. These are all going to be strings, and we're going to call this client equals, and then the client's variable is set to where the client side proxy is saved, which is You get rid of that bit. Okay, that's good. And then public, the last one, static final string common, all capitals like the everything's, equals, and then just copy this basically up here. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to try to do this. There you go. Put a semicolon on the end. Semicolons goes on the end of a statement, line of code. In the Java syntax, I mean, that's just how you code Java. I hope you guys have basic knowledge of Java. I'm not going to go that in depth in these tutorials. I'm just going to kind of touch on syntax, and there you go, touched on it. Okay, so to finish off, we can close our references class. We now need to do one last thing, which is actually run the methods that we have just created in our proxy. And obviously the methods we made, we can actually use the proxy variable up here to call them. So instead of having to call the proxy common class like this, we've made a variable up there that we can use called proxy. So proxy inside your init event, by the way, dot, and then basically just go to the bottom two, which we've created. You know, we've created these methods because there's like an S next to. It's basically like, I don't know what the S stands for, maybe like subroutine or something, which is a subroutine is basically a function method that we've created. So click on register render things or type it in. You should have that, and then underneath that do proxy dot register sounds, and this is the way to call those two methods and run all of the code inside them. You should have to do override. Oh well, never mind. I'm sure it will fix itself at some point in the future. For now, just keep override noted out, unless obviously you might not be getting this error. I don't know why you get the error. The method register sounds to type proxy client must override or implement a super method. Super type method. It extends it. Maybe it's meant to implement proxy client, but I'm fairly sure it extends. Proxy common even. No, that's right. Just leave them noted out for now. I might have done something wrong, in which case you can comment down below, but that should be how it's done. Anyway, so that's basically it for this episode. So you can press play at the top, which says run client, and Minecraft should get launched with your mod running in it. Now obviously at the moment it doesn't do anything because we've not coded it to do anything, but what it will do is say like its name, the emoji mod, it'll have the version 1.0, things like that, and it will basically just run into the game and load into the game. So that's cool. And this is basically the way we test our mod, is we just press that play at the top and play around with it for a bit. Okay, so while it loads, and if you get any errors, they'll get printed out into the console, which I've dragged down here. As you can see, it's kind of printing out the it's not now. It's basically printing out like the log of what the Minecraft client is doing. I don't think I should get any errors, so I'll drag it down. So Minecraft has launched now. You can go to the mods section to see which mods are loaded into the game. Minecraft Coder Pack, obviously default, and then our mod should be listed there as well. As you can see, it's written the way it's wrote the way I typed it into Eclipse, the emoji mod. See, so if I wanted to change it, I'd put the, I don't know, awesome. That's lame. But yeah, so it's basically typed and loaded into the game as we had it do. There will be some more episodes coming up, guys. I'll be doing registering blocks, well, adding blocks into the game, and then there will be an items episode following after that. I think I'll do blocks first because that's harder. We'll do the hard thing, get it out of the way, and a lot of the items code you can actually just copy across from the blocks, so it's easier. So we'll do blocks first, then items. Those videos should be coming up at some point. Also, I'll probably play some Minecraft mini games at some point, and maybe some other games, TF2, things like that. I might play some Rocket League, Anyway, it's been cool, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope your mod's been going as well as mine has. I hope you don't have any errors. If you do, then comment below and I will help you fix them. I hope you've enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you do enjoy this series so that I can continue it. Have fun, guys, and we will be back.